Hello, Simples for Living here. This is the tarot reading for Virgos for December 2016. It's general and love focused. It's whatever kind of comes out through the cards, that's what's going to be read. So I can see here that, it looks like a really fortunate time for our Virgos. I'm a Virgo too, so it's good news for me too, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune card as the overarching energies. There'll be big changes, roundabout, brand new changes, bringing a brand new energy, with a hint of good luck and feel good vibes kind of thing. That's what the Wheel of Fortune kind of means to me. It will be fated. You will feel, or it will be things that will happen that maybe will seem out of your hands, that it's just good fortune or good karma coming to you. It could also mean the end of a cycle of something. So it could be that you've paid off your karma, right? Or you've done your dues, or you've done your bit, or you've done as much as you can in a relationship. And you know what? It's led to good things now. It's now allowed you to close that chapter and start a brand new, very positive beginning. To support that, we've got the Nine of Cups at the center of the reading, crossed by the Ace of Pentacles. So again, feel good vibes, feeling really good, feeling really optimistic, having your wishes come true. Sorry about that. Yeah, having your wishes come true, and setting a brand new and, carving out a brand new path for yourself with the Ace of Pentacles, with a brand new, quite solid beginning. This could be a solid new beginning in work, quite possibly because it is a Pentacle sign. Or it could be, it could be a relationship. Could be, it could be an entrepreneurial business possibly as well, because the Nine of Cups talks about individuality, and creative individuality, and being that kind of one-man band kind of achievement, soul independent achievement. So it could be that you have recently embarked on a new business venture, that you're looking to see grow, and you're feeling quite good about it. Or maybe these very, very good feelings or feelings of change have led you to then think, okay, I'm actually going to invest in a whole new business, or find a whole new job, or just carve out a brand new beginning for myself that leads to my own happiness, essentially, that where my wishes are fulfilled. So you are on a path now to discovering what your, or how to actually obtain your wishes. It could go the other way around as well. You could have just feel really good, had a recent wish fulfilled, or achieve something recently that has then led you to, or allowed you to then create a new path for yourself. Yeah, or it could be that, it could be the completion of something as well that's freed you up and enabled you to now plant a new seed somewhere and start on a brand new adventure. Where to start? So I guess I'll just start from the near past. The near past here, we've got the Star card accompanied by the Three of Cups. So in the recent past, you may have had high hopes about something, or realized a dream, come to the awareness of a dream or aspiration, and kind of set your sights on that. With the Three of Cups here, it could have been that family was involved, friends were involved in you achieving this. You could need the help of friends in order for you to achieve this. So friends and family might have been very heavily involved in any previous endeavors. It could be that a previous dream or wish, now has been fulfilled with the Cups card here. You could have, the Nine of Cups suggests that the Star card has been fulfilled, yes, but the Three of Cups here that clarifies the Star card, may just mean that you're quite happy that You've been able to bond or unite with someone or some people in December. Um, but overall, a real feeling of togetherness um, has been achieved. We'll come back to that because I'm getting there's a possibility that, you know, you've met the in-laws or you've met the family, met the kids and stuff. Like maybe you and the other person have children and you'll be meeting, or they've recently met come December. And that was some sort of dream of yours that everyone would kind of come together, and you seem to have achieved that. I'd be very happy with the outcome and are now on a new path, possibly with somebody or on your own. The Nine of Cups here does speak to being on your own. I'm not too sure what could have happened with the Star card and the Three of Cups, whether or not there was a lot of people involved before and now you're kind of on your own. But you're happy with things that way. That's kind of really what you wanted. You wanted to be on your own and start afresh. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Maybe it'll make more sense to be moved through the reading. In your near future, got the Two of Swords and the Four of Wands. So the Two of Swords, it's just that with this new path that you've taken and these recent achievements and wish fulfillment, now led you to a place where you have to make a decision. And the decision has to come from your intuition as to where you're going to lay your foundations, because the foundations that you lay now look like they have a lot of potential to withstand the test of time, to really create stability in your life or in the relationship, if this is a relationship, you know, focused reading. But it looks like you're making a decision on your own stability, possibly your own family life. It may not even be a decision about a relationship coming together that will create stability. It could be that now you're on your own, you're making decisions, and the decisions that you make will have a long and lasting effect on your home and family life. But the decision that you make, yeah, is possibly going to be very positive, especially if you are using your intuition, your inner guiding light, with the Hermit card sitting right next to it in your hopes and fears. It is about remaining focused on what really makes you happy and not being too swayed by other people's opinions, other thoughts, fears, worries, and other unnecessary thoughts that come in and just cloud your actual true feeling or want and need in a particular situation. So that's actually quite positive, I would say. The Four of Wands always talks about celebrations. It could be that, you know, a decision is made at, you know, during the celebrations. Okay. We've then got the sorry, just had a blank. But yeah, at the base of the reading, in terms of your subconscious, we've got the Six of Cups, and it's accompanied by the King of Swords. So the base of the reading is saying that, you know, you maybe are feeling quite sentimental. You may have made a decision to move ahead, move forward, and create that stability in your life. However, deep down, subconsciously, you're really looking towards the past. And I think you're looking at the past to see what made you happy. And I think somehow it's feeding your future, your thoughts and sentimental feelings of the past is helping you make decisions going forward somehow, because we've got the King of Swords here with it, which talks about making decisions and being strategic. So you could be using your experiences of what's made you happy so far to help you make decisions going forward. So you really are kind of focused on your happiness and on your own wish fulfillment and on, really making yourself happy, which is probably why you've ended up at the Nine of Cups position, because that's what you're mainly focused on. And with the King of Swords here, you're being quite strategic about it. You're being intelligent about it. You're not just going off the feelings that you're getting. You're actually looking at how you can practically introduce this new path into your life. And with the swords energy around your future, again, it does speak to accompanied by the four. So I keep getting stunted by these two cards for some reason, the Two of Swords and the Four of Wands. It's a big decision to make, maybe, about family. But I think there's something in here though about being sentimental. I think even the Four of Wands is a very sentimental kind of card. It talks about creating memories, then even the memories themselves is about creating those good memories and coming together as a family. So you may have to be pushing your emotions away to make a good decision for your family. Possibly. Anyway, this reading is quite the complicated one, but let's keep going. Okay, so we've got the Five of Wands as to your conscious thoughts, your most prevalent thoughts that you have at the moment. And this is accompanied by the High Priestess. So there seems to be some conflict of sorts that you could be having when you are making these changes. When you are trying to implement this new way of doing things, you may find that you're finding a lot of, maybe even just internally, finding conflict with this. And that might be why you're in that Two of Swords position, which is accompanied by a really positive card, which is a bit perplexing. But you're maybe at an indecisive point because of so many conflicting objectives that you're trying to achieve. But with the High Priestess there, again, it's saying, okay, you've got a lot of objectives that you want to do, a lot of things, a lot of fire, a lot of pots in the fire, but use your intuition, use your inner guidance, do take that time to meditate, take that time to read some spiritual works that will expand your mind and give you that kind of more balanced perspective. Go within, get spiritual, connect to your higher self, all of that stuff. And that will essentially keep you balanced. And with the Two of Swords there, again, it does talk about listening to your intuition. Even though I said before, it could be saying to push your feelings back a little bit and make a decision. With the High Priestess, they're accompanied by a fairly similar kind of card. I do feel that you're being asked to use your intuition to make any decisions going forward with regards to your family and home life. And especially where there are conflicts involved, internally especially, take the time out to meditate, to look within, and also connect to your higher self. Connecting, it's not even just about, the priestess card isn't just about looking within and using intuition. I think it's also about connecting with spirit guides and things like that to, I don't think she works completely on her own. She's got things hidden behind that cape of hers, and there's probably a whole bunch of people there whispering things to her. I'm really joking. But no, she connects to many different levels of awareness. So she's very, very wise and fully versed in the spiritual world. So I would say it's a lot more complex than just speaking to your intuition. If you do have a deity, a god, Buddha, whoever that you go to for spiritual advice and centering, then by all means, I think it's saying here, do that. Whatever you do though, don't rely on just your logic on its own, because that will probably find you in conflict. And even here with the King of Swords accompanied by the Six of Cups, it's saying again, don't rely on your logic alone. Do take into account how you actually feel when making a decision about anything. And the Nine of Cups here talks about how you feel, what makes you happy. So yeah, the cards I think definitely is saying whatever you do and any choices that you make, know how you feel about it and make sure you're happy with it. Not just that it's a logical thing to do and that it makes sense, and no, this is about what actually makes you happy. So then we've got, although with the King of Swords here, I would say it's not just, don't rule it completely out. I mean, everything's got its place. Everything's got its purpose. So I don't think it's saying completely just throw caution to the wind and just, it feels good and go with that. Okay, no, not that far. We do still have the King of Swords here. It is saying, okay, respect the truth and the facts that you come across. But when making a decision, do not forget to consider how you actually feel and consider whether or not it's really the right path for you in terms of where your happiness lies. Yes. So then we've got the Six of Swords accompanied by the Magician. So this is in the position of how you see yourself. So you see yourself very much moving forward. You do. You don't see yourself as sitting still at all. You feel like you're finally making headway. You're moving on to calmer waters. And as a magician, you may feel quite empowered. You might feel like you've made all the right steps to get there, feeling quite good about yourself, like you made all the right choices, and feeling quite empowered by that and feeling like you can do even more now. You're going to be moving on to quieter, more calmer waters. So, and also you could be just thinking about things in a completely new way. You could have become much more wiser through this whole process. And that's what actually made you feel more empowered and more aware of the fact that you have got many, many resources internally and around you within close proximity that can allow you to move on to better and happier things. How people see you. We've got the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Rods. So people see you as someone who's quite stable with a happy family life and very much family orientated, which would make sense because you're moving towards family with the 4 of Wands there in your near future position. So yeah, and especially with the 6 of Cups in your subconscious, you very much are thinking about, old times, memories, which often is associated with family, and the memories we create during those special moments with our family. That's what you're basing a lot of your thoughts on. So it would completely make sense that it actually really shows on you that you're putting your family first. Maybe if this is a relationship reading, your partner could see you as someone who has a strong family values, And maybe that's really how they see you as heading. Like maybe that's really what makes you happy with the Six of Cups here underneath the Nine of Cups. Maybe this is really what makes you happy is family, children, creating happy memories, the good times, just creating good times and sentimental moments, heartwarming moments is what you're working towards. And it looks like people can see that. If it's your partner that can see that, as I said, they also feel like you're quite successful as well, because we've got the Six of Wands accompanying the Ten of Pentacles. So they might see you as, you know, quite successful, and they might actually feel quite proud of you. And they might feel that you show off a lot as well, though. Or that you've just got a lot to, you just they just think that you're like, you've achieved so much. And with the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, like they just think you've achieved everything, like you've made it and you've got so much to be proud of. And that you're almost like a king in your own right, kind of thing. Like you've got a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be able to shout about. That's how they see you, as like a high achiever, and is very secure and knows exactly where they're going and is successful at doing it. Then we got the Hermit card in your hopes and fears, coupled with the Tower card. So you could be hoping to really be able to tap in to that inner light of yours, to really find out what makes you happy. You could also be fearing that, you know, that the work you're putting in now may not be fruitful, that you're going to put all this working into this new path and make these decisions, and then it's actually all going to crumble down again. So that's a real concern of yours. This may have happened to you in the past. With the Tower card here, it may be a lesson that you've learned or an experience that you've had to go through at some point in the past, and you just don't really want to relive that at all. And you're just hoping that it is in fact your guiding inner light that takes you to the happiness and the security that you're looking for, or even emotional security that you're looking for. I'd even say it appears you're looking for like all-round stability and emotional, but you are more even looking for your own emotional happiness, which involves your kids, family, husband, wife, whatever, being happy too. So but really this is about you and what you find, what makes you happy. That's what spurred this whole thing on, and that's what's driving you forward. But yeah, the Tower card here is a little bit worrying, but I think the reason why it's a major arcana showing up in your hopes and fears, and I do believe it's a fear, is because it's something that you've been through before. Because the major arcana talks about major life lessons. And I think that you may be scared that that life lesson might be coming, you might go through all this just to learn a lesson that it's all going to crumble down. But I think the advice here is saying, well, actually, no, if you follow your inner guiding light, you can't go wrong. If you follow your inner guiding light, you can't go wrong. You will always end up in a place of happiness. So listen to the High Priestess, meditate, learn about what makes you happy, what makes you tick, find your joy, and then find it again, and then find it again, and then keep on, at it until you really know for sure that that's really what makes your heart sing, So yeah, I think that's that for those two cards. Your final outcome is the Ten of or our, should I say our final outcome because I'm a Virgo, is the Ten of Swords accompanied by the Eight of Wands. So, Ten of Swords does mean that there has been some sort of completion, and yeah, maybe it was a tower situation where no matter what you did to do to find happiness, you know, you put all of your thought into it with the Ten of Swords. You thought about it really hard, you were calculating, you thought it through, you thought about every little thing. You exhausted your thinking abilities to the point where probably you couldn't sleep at night. You were probably exhausted, feeling lethargic, maybe even getting physical headaches, like really wearing yourself down, thinking and trying to strategically do something. And I think the lesson here is to be learned is that it's about your guiding light. It's about the Nine of Cups. It's about the Hermit card. It's about the Six of Cups. It's about finding your guiding light. It's about the Star card even. It's about finding your guiding light and letting that guide you rather than trying to be very strategic about things. It's about using your intuition, listening to what actually makes your heart sing. What's your guiding light with the Hermit? What's your true destined path in your heart of hearts? That's what will lead you to happiness. And I think it's saying here with the Ten of Swords, like you've exhausted every single way of like thinking about this and doing this. You now have to act more on, the Eight of Wands, where you're running very fast towards what you love and being convinced of that. And like, you're just, the Eight of Wands is also saying, leave the Ten of Swords behind. Don't dwell on it. Run as fast as you can, to happiness, and you'll be all right. That's what it's saying. And if you're not running, or if you don't feel that resonates, it may be that something very swiftly will come into your life that will give you that sense of freshness and newness, and feelings of happiness as well, and just feelings of movement. So yeah, definitely with the Six of Swords here at the bottom and then the Eight of Wands, there may be some travel. You may be traveling. Most definitely with Wheel of Fortune card there. Could definitely be traveling this month. Possibly to see loved ones. Just for a break, Yes, if you're completely single, it could be that a earth or fire sign is going to come into your life. Yeah, earth or fire, most definitely. With how people see you, there being earth and fire there. Your near future's got the fire there with the advice. I would say definitely. And then we've got the fire, Eight of Wands energy as the outcome. So could definitely be a fire sign that comes in if someone does come in this month. Or definitely with a lot of fire sign energy, someone who maybe is quite proud, family orientated, and is in love possibly with the idea of love in some way, or sends you quite quick and doesn't hold back to let you know that they're interested. Whether or not it be a good or bad thing, I'm not too sure. But we do have the Six of Wands here accompanied by the Ten of Coins, which shows there could be someone, a fire sign, who does find you quite attractive and does see you as actually, or does see the relationship that you guys might have or have had already as being something that can be built on and that does offer stability to them. And they may feel very proud of you and very proud of their relationship. Or just very proud of you and how family orientated you are. Maybe for them it means a lot. But yeah, yeah, I think that's all I've really got for this reading. There's quite a lot of messages that came through, kind of thing, for Virgos for December. But I think overall there will be quite definite endings. I can see some sort of ending, not necessarily a relationship, but definitely to a way of doing things and to a way of planning your future. That's all kind of changed. You're no longer thinking strategically. You're more thinking about how does it make me feel. And that could have been because of the Star card and the Three of Cups. You could have had a really, really positive experience really recently with somebody, possibly with your family, or with a group of friends, that have led you to realize that maybe relationships is not all that it's about, and that in actual fact, you just want to be happy and have a nice foundation. It's really about friends and family. That's really what's gonna make you happy. Or it could be that, you know, you've had a lot of happiness with friends and family in the past, and now you're seeking to find what actually you find individually fulfilling, and which is taking you to now make a decision on how you're going to manage your family life and home life to make it more happier. Which is again asking you here to just follow your intuition around that, and make sure that you're involved in what makes you happy. I can't see what else I can really say. And I think I'm getting quite tired. I'm starting to ramble. So hope you enjoyed that. Sorry it was so long. I really am. Have a fantastic December, and I'll speak to you in the new year. Oh, and happy new year too. Bye.